Hi, welcome to my third in a series of videos about how I'm going to be using Jamboard in my room and how I've come to make some instructional decisions about it as a tool. So let's take a look at one question that has come up. And that is, why do my group work this way? As you may have noticed from previous videos, one of the things that I am trying to do is that I'm trying to create purposeful groups of students that last over time. And so the question is, why? So I want to talk you through why I've decided to make that. One is that I know from the literature that I need to have heterogeneous groups for the activities that I'm doing here. And so this allows me a chance to put together groups of different levels that should be compatible, that should be able to work together. So heterogeneous groups is one thing that I could get that I can't get if I just assign groups using random breakout room groups in Zoom. A second reason is routine, that if we have this routine where we work on math problems in this particular case, these are my math groups, this allows us to be in a routine where we know what to expect. We know we're going into group 4 and we know we're going to be working with Roxy, Gabriel, and Noemi today. And then a third reason is that I want my groups to build the ownership of their abilities. And stable groups allow students to build that ownership, where they have their group, where they have to work together. They have to solve their problems. They have to solve the math problems, have the math discussions. They need to take ownership of that group. Whereas if we do random groups every time, as you know, students tend not to take ownership, or the same students do take ownership, but it's the same students every single time. In this case, group 4, they know they're going to be working together repeatedly, and this gives them a chance to work out those problems together. So those are 3 reasons why. Why else? Well, when students arrive at this group, one of the reasons that we do this is that I can assign roles. I can say, all the students in red today are going to be the people presenting at the end of group work. Or all the people in blue today are going to be the people running the discussions in their leading the discussions in their group. Or all the people in green are going to be the people who are going to be doing the writing today. We can assign those roles, and I can do that very easily in one quick move right at the beginning of our group work, and students will know exactly who will be doing what, and we'll have a routine for how to solve the problem if one of our students is absent that day. So roles is definitely a reason why I'm going to do it this way. I've got more reasons why. As you've noticed here, these colors correspond to the actual pen colors that are used in Jamboard, and that is no accident because I want those things to be assigned. This is one less thing for students to decide, that nobody's fighting over this or that. They know exactly the expectations about what they're writing with, if that's one of the things they're going to be doing. It gives them a sense of accountability and ownership, that the material that is presented, even though it is group work, if their contributions are in their pen, then they take ownership over them. And they also take ownership over their lack of productivity if they get to their group and they decide not to do anything, which is great for a great sense for them and good information for me. It gives me a sense of how a group is working because I can go by and at a glance see if somebody is sort of dominating the thinking of a group or dominating the contributions of a group, and if other people are sort of sitting out doing that group work. So that gives me that quick sense. And then finally, I would say one more thing, which is that this gives me an artifact to analyze out of the moment. That when we're done with this activity, I can go back in and look at the work that was done in a group, and I can tell in this group if Gabriel is having problems comprehending what the underlying problem is, if Noemi is able to build a coherent model that demonstrates this problem, if Roxy is setting up her calculations really well and then struggling with how to actually crunch through them. I can see those things, and I don't have to see them in the moment because I've assigned colors to everybody, and everybody's work thus shows up for me, and I still get a chance to review students' work, not just in the moment, but after the fact. So that gives me 8 real reasons why I've decided to set up group work in Jamboard this way. I'm sure you will think of other creative ways for you to use a system like that, or reasons why you want to use a different system, because this is by no means the be-all and end-all of how to use it. It's just how I've decided to use it in the short term and the reasons why. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks so much for joining.